All right, welcome back. This is the Entrepreneurial Mindset, and why this is important is because we're moving into the age, and we've been in the age of corporate governance, where even the government looks up to the government in search of answers, in search of when they have questions, they look to the government for their answers. So this is why it's so important, because we have now AI robots that can do all the heavy lifting for us, but what we don't have is people thinking like this, and this is the really great part. We're going to hammer on this entrepreneurial mindset. Here we go. Now, these are going to be great to expand upon, but I'm just going to lay it out there, expand upon it later, and have a great time doing it. All right, so number one, the entrepreneur is independent. The entrepreneur is independent. It's saying, I am able to succeed in what I go. I can focus my energy in one direction. I can get there without failing. Being independent is about being able to focus, not needing the help, being able to figure it out yourself, being resourceful about it, and keep on going through. Okay, and also, an entrepreneur is responsible. So they're responsible for what's happening. They can accept the blame for when things go wrong. They can accept that, and they can say, all right, this is what will go wrong. This was my fault, and I can do better next time. They're responsible about not getting into those situations in the first place. But when they do arise, they can take the blame and they can move on. Also, the great thing is they have an abundance mindset. They're very abundant in terms that they do not think there's a limited amount of resources out there. There's so much opportunity out there. There is so much stuff just waiting to be tapped. When you can look at life like this, you start doing really well entrepreneurially, because life out there is a big oyster just waiting to be harvested and improved upon. So the more value you can give is the better everyone's life becomes, and everyone starts having a way better life, because there's always more clients, there's always more money to make, there's always more value to give, and that is the core of the abundance mindset. Also, entrepreneurs are goal-oriented, so instead of being this kind of scattered, they know exactly where they want to go. They're focused in like a laser beam towards their goals, and they know exactly where they want to go and how to get there, or they don't know how to get there, and they're going to keep working until they figure it out. Okay, also, they're not afraid of failure. So by going and you don't know what you're doing at first, there's going to be failures along the way. Rejections, failures, project pitches that never work. But if you keep working and you stay dedicated, you will always succeed. And that is the core of entrepreneurial mindset. Okay. Also, being growth oriented. So focusing on growth, saying how can I grow whatever's happening? How can I scale it up? Thinking about how can I do this more efficiently? How can I do something better? Always looking at the world for a way to be improved, a way to be grown, because everything can be improved. You just need to look. Okay. And they're also seeking feedback. So they're feedback seeking. Like, I would love to hear what you think, love to hear your ideas. Feedback seeking, because the more critical the feedback, the more it challenges your belief systems. But if you're open to that, it actually helps you grow, instead of you think it might hurt you by hearing these opinions that are bad for you. But the opinions that sometimes we don't want to hear the most are the ones we need to hear the most. Okay. Also, learning oriented. So if they're always constantly looking to learn, they're always thinking, how can I expand my knowledge? How can I learn even more and grow what I know? Because learning is everywhere. There's always more to learn. The amount of knowledge we have access to is almost infinite. There's more knowledge that we have access to now than we could ever learn, and there's more being created now than we can ever catch up with. So just get in with that, involve yourself in that process of learning, teaching, sharing, and never stop learning. Focus on where you want to go, learn in that direction, expand like a beautiful knowledge tree, and here we go. Also, forward thinking. So you're not just thinking of the present, how do I deal with today's problems? What about the past? We are completely taking the past out of the equation. Say, okay, learn from the past, but that doesn't affect us now. What affects us now is the patterns from the past that we can apply to the future to see where we're going in terms of history, but taking care of the present. But really, forward thinking means looking into the future and saying, how can I predict what's going to happen? How can I make the future even better before we get there? Thinking what is going to happen before it happens, being able to predict things, is the biggest, perhaps one of the most important skills of an entrepreneur. Thinking forward, thinking future. What's going to happen? How do we scale this up? How do we make this better? And also, next thing is self-accepting. So you accept yourself and your flaws. You say, okay, I'm not perfect. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone fails. But I can keep going and going through these failures in terms of accepting myself, who I am, what's happened to me, accepting others for who they are. That is the most super important thing. This is very important. Maybe not most. All these are super important. But being able to accept yourself, say, all right, this is who I am. I need to learn. I need to grow. I have a lot of things I need to do in order to get to where I want to go. And then you'll really be able to start getting that momentum going and start crushing it. Okay. Also, you need to be collaborative. So no one can do it by themselves. No matter what you think about the independence, about being responsible, you still need help. You need allies. You need excellent allies to rally to your cause, and that will help you succeed and absolutely crush it in life when you get allies. When you're recruiting people, you want to look for the best, not quantity, but you want quality over quantity. Because one person can do the job of 10 or maybe 20 people that are not really capable of it. So you want to look for the absolute best and take the time to look for that. Even if, I know entrepreneurs might be in a rush to hit those goals, but you want to make sure you find the best people possible instead of just the most convenient people, because convenience is not always quality. Okay, also, collaborative is also working with others in terms of how can I work with others and make it like a symbiosis. How can I give value to them while they give value to me, and we both help each other grow. It's like referral systems work like that, where one person has something they need, one person has another thing they need, hooking up the dots. That's a lot of business and industries right there. Just being able to connect the dots between industries is going to be huge, and it is huge. So also, that's part of collaborative and being courageous, saying, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how it's going to happen. A lot of bad things could happen, but a lot of good things also could happen too. So I'm going to be courageous, take the leap of faith. I'm going to jump off that cliff and take the dive and say, whatever happens, happens, but I'll keep my wits about me, be cautious, and do it to my absolute best in order to crush it and do the absolute best work possible. Also, you got to be comfortable with discomfort. So the more discomfortable and uncomfortable things get, the more you need to be comfortable with that, because the life is always going to have a certain element of discomfort. Even if you have perfect life, right? You're just chilling, things can go wrong. Things do go wrong. You lose something, something breaks, something bad happens. Disasters are part of the world, change is part of the world. Being able to adapt to that change and say, it's okay to be uncomfortable. That's actually better, because people thrive in a state of stress and tension. It's definitely important to let go of that tension, but also you need to decide, I'm going to be comfortable with this, and be comfortable with that discomfort, because that is really going to help you crush it. Alright, also, you need to be adaptable and say, like, you have your strategy, but then how you approach that main goal needs to be adaptable. You can't only approach it one way, because there's a million ways to approach one thing. So you say, always be learning. If one thing is working, think, how can I do it better? If one thing isn't working, definitely think, stop trying it that same way. Think, how can I expand upon that and make what I'm doing even better, more applicable, more efficient, and better, because it needs to work. And work the best possible way. There's always more efficiency to be gained, so be adaptable. Be okay with changes. Be okay with bad things happening. Work around it. Don't give up, ever. So, problem solving. You need to be focused on problem solving the problems for the world, for yourself, for others. If you're naturally looking towards solving problems, this is one of the biggest keystones in the entrepreneurial mindset, saying, how can I focus on solving problems, not creating problems? Because every time you solve a problem, you might also create a problem, because you're just looking at all the problems. So solving problems is a very universal pursuit, but also there's a way to solve problems while minimizing problems that are being created, and that is the most important thing to do. Also, you need to be driven. You need to never give up and be driven towards your goals. You need to feel that hunger, that fire inside, that you are going to do it no matter what. You're going to reach your goals, you're going to accomplish them, and nothing can put you off your path. No matter how much you succeed and how much you get, you always want to be setting the bar higher. If that is you, you will be doing amazing. Also, you want to be focused, laser focused. This is close to being goal oriented, but being focused, saying, I'm never going to give up, not letting distractions, priorities slip away because of distractions and temptations. You want to be focused in like a laser beam on where you're going, what type of life you want to live, and know exactly where you are going, how to get there, and then keep adapting on the way there. Also, being action-oriented over thought-oriented, saying, let me just start, because they've done studies where people are making pots. People say, all right, make a pot every day in the class for 30 days, and one person says, make the perfect pot. The people who were always the best, that did the best work, that are most efficient, were the ones taking action and making a new pot every single day, because that is how you really get great. You take action, you don't think about it, you don't wait, you don't hesitate, you take the action, you learn and adapt from there, and you change your approach. But take the action, learn later, because there's always more to do, but there's not always more time to do it. And also, the last thing, being decisive, taking that choice, because there's always split decisions, there's always forks in the road saying, here's this, here's that. And they both might be quality options. You need to be decisive and able to say, all right, this is what I'm going to do, that's what I'm not going to do. Be able to make up your mind and decide that's what you're going to do. So, if you're going to do that, please like, please subscribe, and peace out. Thanks for watching.